Here are the results and events of Culture Shock, live from the MGM Grand in Las Vegas on April 8th, 2022. A video package featuring highlights from the Revolution and Revival eras, ending with a focus on Seymour Olmsey. Lindsay Troy addressed the crowd, welcoming them back to Prime to raucous chants and cheers. Garbage Bag Johnny got stuck behind a boulder in the elevator, and none of his crudely civilized teammates were even slightly helpful. Dusk watched old SCCW footage with himself and Seymour Olmsey before getting called to the ring. He dedicated his match to Olmsey's memory. Team Delta Upsilon Iota planned their strategy around a campfire, and the mannequin was the smartest one. Doozer gave an inspirational speech to spur them on. A 7-foot man monster attacked Dusk, allowing Tapioca Puddings to scoop up a surprise victory. After the bell, Dusk was attacked by a well-dressed man who introduced himself and his organization. Phil Atkin, humble proprietor of the Glue Factory. Joe Fontaine presented his brilliant plan for victory. After much bickering, Team Viagra got a visit from the real Team Viagra for more inspiration and strategy. Julian Bathory had plenty to say about his opponents in the #1 contenders match later in the evening. Matt Mills spoke with Fighting for Nora and their new manager, Shweta Kalamula. She explained her role in Fighting for Nora, both as a manager and chairperson of the FFN charity. The first Survivor event proved even more chaotic than expected. Bobby Dean got tased. The Brubs quit again. Garbage Bag Johnny dropped out to start his date with Muriel Puddings. And Solid Gold Rock and Roll pushed the boulder across the line for a Team Delta Upsilon Iota win. Garbage Bag Johnny and Muriel Puddings enjoyed a lovely baked potato dinner. Try not to think about it. Angelica Brooks interviewed Impulse and Calica Rose, who talked strategy for a 4-way match. After a wild brawl that saw both of Balam's managers ejected, Tal drew the monster out into the crowd, then delayed him just enough to secure the count-out victory, one that proved Pyrrhic as Balam destroyed Tal after the bell. Unaware of the cameras, Henri Levine and Daniel Darby argued about Flamberge's surprise defeat at Revival 5. Henri struck Darby, while Flamberge ignored them in favor of chips. Simon Tillier talked to Resin, who planned to maximize chaos and capitalize in the 5-star title match. Impulse short-circuited a rampage from Bathory, then laid out Palmer with sudden impact to win the match and become #1 contender for the Universal title. Hayes Hanlon was deep in his head, but Brandon Youngblood got him out of it with a hard slap to the face, followed by a grounding speech that left both men ready to compete for gold. Melvin Beauregard read the results of the elimination vote after Survivor. 2 Become 1 were voted out by Team Viagra, while the Hollywood Brubs were voted out by themselves. Hayes Hanlon destroyed Sean Warstein with a supermassive, and Resin was a little too late to stop the pin. Hanlon became the first 5-star champion of the Revival era. Solomon Richards came out to talk about his struggles in Prime and his long-standing issues with Jacob Mephisto. That drew out the family's patriarch, who blinded Richards with black mist and then beat him down. Kendra Collier gave a message to the Egg Bandits on behalf of the boss. Dean and Doozer laughed off her authority until Collier hinted that she was responsible for Doozer's stability issues in the Survivor event. A brief comparison of statistics between the two Olmsey finalists. In the main event, Youngblood and Giles engaged in a knockdown, drag-out war for the ages, leaving everything they had in the ring. In the end, it took 3 consecutive Randall-plexes for Brandon Youngblood to put Cancer Giles down for the count and win the Olmsey Invitational and the Universal Championship. Lindsay Troy presented Brandon Youngblood with the Universal title in front of the capacity crowd. The new champion gave honor to Seymour Olmsey, then laid out his thoughts on Prime's past and its future. That's all the action from Culture Shock 22, brought to you by Prime, #1 by definition.